Welcome to today's video, in which we cover an event that has received a lot of media attention recently. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, one of Hollywood's most famous couples, ended their property dispute after their divorce. We will provide you with detailed information about this incident, including what happened during the dispute resolution process and its consequences. If you are interested in this topic, continue to watch our video to stay up to date with the latest information. After 2 years of dispute, the fact that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie agreed to separate reconciliation brought a great surprise to the public. The hotbed of this fierce battle was the couple's wine estate in the south of France. In documents filed with the court last week, the two stars agreed to choose mediation instead of continuing to sue in court. Angelina Jolie also said she is willing to participate in a settlement meeting. Previously, in 2021, Brad Pitt sued Angelina Jolie for selling half a share of the Chateau Miraval estate in France to Russian billionaire Yuri Shefler, the owner of the Jolie brand, in violation of a separate agreement between them. According to Brad, they once pledged not to sell their shares to a third party without the consent of the other. Responding to Brad's lawsuit, Angelina said she had agreed to sell shares to Brad, but the negotiations were unsuccessful. The reason is that Brad forced Angelina to sign a confidentiality agreement not to share their private information. The stressful and noisy lawsuit led to many bad revelations about the star couple. Brad accused Angelina of deliberately seeking revenge after the divorce, damaging his business by selling shares to Yuri Shefler. Meanwhile, Angelina accused Brad of being delusional, not understanding business, farming and spending money on frivolous things. The actress also revealed that Brad used to abuse his wife and children on a private flight from France to the US because she was drunk. That's why she didn't want to continue the wine business with him. In a recent document, the couple proposed that the immediate solution to the dispute was to appoint a temporary administrator for the wine estate. An independent character will come to evaluate the winery and how it operates. This is expected to facilitate negotiations between Brad Pitt and the company Nouvelle LLC of tycoon Yuri Shefler, thereby helping the two sides have a common voice in the Chateau Miraval wine brand. Brad and Angelina purchased the Chateau Miraval estate, a 1,300-acre estate in the south of France, in 2008. In 2013, they started winemaking there, in partnership with the Perrin family, the winemaker. Top organic wines from the southern Rhône Valley, their rosé brand quickly gained popularity and was ranked by many experts as one of the top wines of the world. In 2014, Mrs. and Mrs. Smith married at the estate with 6 children. However, in 2016, Angelina Jolie filed for divorce after the incident occurred on a flight from France to the US, where Brad Pitt was accused of beating his wife and children. Since then, the former couple has entered a constant battle over custody of their children and division of property. Angelina Jolie calls Brad Pitt's estate dispute lawsuit nonsense. In an earlier court document, actress Angelina Jolie criticized Brad Pitt's post-divorce battle over ownership of estates and wineries in France. In it, Angelina Jolie called Brad Pitt's allegations frivolous, malicious and part of a problematic stereotype. In a lawsuit filed in court earlier this year, Brad Pitt asserted that he and Angelina had a verbal agreement not to sell their shares in the Chateau Miraval estate, where wine is produced, to another person without the consent of the other party. After Angelina sold her share, 50% of Miraval shares, to Russian tycoon Yuri Shefler, Brad sued Jolie for breach of agreement. The actor believes that his ex-wife did this with the intention of intentionally harming him, so he is asking for her purchase to be annulled. Angelina responded in her latest court filing. Pitt's allegations that he and Ms. Jolie have a secret, unwritten contract for the sale of their shares in this property are completely contradictory, with written records, in violation of anti-fraud statutes and public policy. Earlier, in a document filed in court in October, Angelina Jolie wrote that she agreed to sell her shares to Brad and they discussed the matter many times but ultimately failed, because Brad forced her to sign a confidentiality agreement not to share their private information. In addition, Angelina explained that the reason for not being able to continue doing business with Brad was because he was drunk and had bad behaviors on a private flight after leaving Miraval on September 14, 2016. Mrs. Smith said Brad grabbed her head and shoulders, shook her, pushed her against the toilet wall, then strangled one child and hit another in the face. She said Brad also poured beer and wine over her and the children's heads and yelled and cursed non-stop. A private letter from Angelina to Brad shared by ET News site, showing many emotions and tears of the actress when deciding to sell her part of the property in Miraval. That's where we brought the twins, Knox and Vivian, home, where we were married in front of a picture of my mother. A place where vows were kept and where I thought I'd grow old. Even now I can hardly write this without crying. I will cherish my memories of memories from a decade ago. But it is also where the beginning of the end of the family began. Our family and business revolves around alcohol, Jolie said. Angelina Jolie wrote that the behavior of alcoholism has taken a toll on the family, that she cannot continue to be involved in the alcohol business with Brad. Previously, Brad Pitt admitted that his alcoholism was one of the causes of family breakdown. In the letter, the wanted star said that after considering the morals and interests of her family, she offered two paths for Brad to choose. First, two people selling the entire estate and winery to leave. Abandon the difficult and painful chapter in their lives. The second is that Brad or his associates will buy back all of her shares. Jolie confirmed that the Merville estate died in her lap in September 2016, after their flight from France to the US. However, Jolie wishes Brad Pitt continued success in business and both look forward to positive things in the future. In the past, when Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie were married, the press described the sexiest woman in the world married to the most attractive man on the planet. Sadly, after many rifts, the Mr. and Mrs. Smith star couple had the loudest and most expensive divorce in the entertainment world. After 5 years of persistent struggle for custody of the children after the divorce, the former couple Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie could not end the tension when continuing to sue each other over the 485-hectare estate in France, the venue for the event. Their happy wedding in 2014, the endless noise of the Hollywood star couple makes people regret the golden past, when Brad and Angelina were once praised as the most beautiful couple on the planet. However, the home of the powerful couple Brangelina broke up after 2 years of marriage, shocking many people. In September 2016, Jolie filed for divorce citing irreconcilable disagreements. From here, the long post-divorce battle begins. In the divorce petition filed with the court, Angelina wants to raise all 6 children and only give Brad visitation rights. Of course, the actor disagrees because he is also famous for being a loving father. By April 2019, despite completing the divorce proceedings, the most stressful point still revolved around custody of 6 children. It seemed that Mrs. Smith did not care about property. The climax was when Angelina announced that she would use the testimony of her eldest son to fight her ex-husband in court. It was not until May 2021 that Brad Pitt won for the first time when the court ruled that the actor had equal custody of his children with his ex-wife, after 5 years of being a single star. But immediately, Brad was pushed into a difficult position by Judge John Oderkirk, who issued the ruling in May, was disqualified due to Angelina's lawsuit. Most recently, on February 17, Brad Pitt sued his ex-wife to court when she arbitrarily sold 50% of the shares he owned in the Chateau Merville estate without his knowledge. Not only has economic value up to $164 million United States dollars, this is also a place to keep many beautiful memories of the whole family. The Romanesque chapel was the venue for the couple's 2014 wedding, which Angelina also frequented while pregnant with twins. Pitt spent a lot of love and enthusiasm throughout his life investing in vineyards and winery business at the Chateau Merville estate, so the sneaky actions of his ex made him crazy. Close sources also revealed that Angelina seems to have tough moves to retaliate to her ex-husband. Both of them have fallen out of love. However, the fact that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie agreed to separate mediation ended this dispute in a civilized and good way. Both share a love for the Merville estate and a desire to continue producing fine wines from there. And you, what do you think about this? Let us know in the comment section of the video. Bye and see you soon.